I'm Tom Bruckner, and thank you for watching the series on how I build this ramp. Stay tuned for episode 5. All right, so I'm putting the transitions up, and what I did here was that I put, since I'm using 2x6s, and I didn't really want to cut out the bottom for a 2x6, I wanted to sit on something. So I ran a 2x4 here, and that way I can easily slide it as I line it up. Now I'm using Skate Light, I'm using their irregular pieces. So they're all 47 by 95. So I had to make some major adjustments. And giving me the ability to slide this allows me to make for those adjustments pretty easily.
Important to mention is that I basically built a deck, and then I'm building the half pipe onto the deck. Technically, I'm attaching it to the side of the deck, and then I'll frame it. That allows me not only to make the adjustments while I'm building it, but to move it in the future. So here I am, I'm setting up the sides, and soon I'll be ready to put the 2x4s down.
One of the challenges of doing this is that you end up with a gap. And if I drop the joist down to the side, it wouldn't match up. So I've just put some furring strips on top. These were stakes at one point. And it'll sit up there and it'll actually put it on the correct angle. You can see it a little bit over there better. I decided that since this is where the underlayment meets up, that I will double up the 2x4s. I'll put another 2x4 next to it. This is a 2x6, but I'll put a 2x4 next to it. And at least that there would be more surface area for the screws to go into. And that way you don't have to worry about splitting, especially when dealing with really wet pressure treated wood. But yeah, this is my solution to when you have that gap, that little bit of gap there, to make sure that the plywood lays on there nicely. And this follows the curvature nicely.
It's also a good idea to measure off every 8 inches, and that's a great spacing for any half pipe is 8 inches. Measure off 8 inches and pre-drill some holes and get the screws ready, because there is going to be a lot of work to do putting in the 2x4s. So here, my son, who is attached to the zip line, I have to detach him, decided to help out. It's very helpful to have a friend or a child helping out here. As you can see, I doubled up the 2x4. That's where 2 pieces of plywood are going to meet. And that's an important thing to do when you're building your ramp, because it does give it more bite and you're not going to have any weird edges. And we're doing the other side. And lining it all up, he holds it. I screw in one side, he screws in the other. You could do this by yourself, doing the trick with the stakes that I did in one of the previous clips. You can do this by yourself, but it does help to have somebody helping you. And every 8 inches, double them up where the sheathing is going to meet, and you're good to go. Now here we are with the sheathing. I used 1/2 inch. You'll see a lot of instructions tell you to have 2 sheets of 3/8. I don't think you need to, especially if you're covering with Skate Light, because Skate Light is actually really strong and durable. So I have one 1/2 inch pressure treated plywood, and here I am. My friend is standing on it to hold it down so we get the curve, and I'm marking off every 8 inches. And you got to want to actually space out the screws, so when you put the Skate Light on top, you're not hitting the screws. So just pick some sort of division that you like. Every 9 inches for the underlayment, and then every 8 inches, and that way they don't match up. If you do that, you're fine. So here's my daughter helping out, and she's handing me screws. Yeah, have your kids help out. They love to help out. Plus, they learn that they can do things by themselves if they had to. They learn that this stuff is not out of their skill level. Here I am using chalk lines to follow my 2x4s. And I'm doing this myself. I'm standing on it, using my weight to fold it over, and I'm putting it in. Originally, I was just going to do this half, skate it for a while, and then build the other half. But as you'll see in the future videos, I decided to build the whole thing all at once, which wasn't in the original plan. So make sure that you subscribe, like, hit the notification button so you can see the next steps in the process and how I double the width of it when I add the 2.5 foot section to the ramp. So again, thanks for watching and have a great one.